Okay, we got two front fender well lips. The other one did come. I made a video and never posted it. How much is coming off the wheels? And I got one strip on the roof done. Things are, they do get hot in your hand, but I can't wear gloves and do it. So now you see why I put the cover up. So, yeah, you need a place to lay these when you're done, and I don't seem to have that place. Well, I guess over here, next to my free extension cord. Free! Found that in a used car. Next to the free jumper cables. I wish the welder was free. So, these are looking good. I said looking good, not finger looking good. Yeah, you leave that there, that'll get crushed. Okay, that'll be good for now. What's happening over here? I don't think. So, I think there's 4 or 5 of those. Let's do those, then we'll take a break from this a little bit. These goggles are hot. I'm wearing the old-fashioned goggles and a respirator, everything. So, my shirt's covered. Okay, so far we got the 2 front done and the 4 that go on the roof. And I think with that, this thing is a little warm. We're gonna let this cool down. We're gonna let this cool down. I'm gonna shed a little, and I'm gonna move the curtain. And I think we're gonna play with the roof ones first. The roof ones, and we could do this molding on this tire right here. We gotta drill all the holes. There's no holes, I don't think, at all on the fender. I'll put that molding on. Didn't polish the insides. They're just cleaned, so that's fine. What a pain in the beep! Let me tell you. Okay. In the beginning, in the first stages, I masked off those clips. At the end, I didn't. Yeah, they don't come off. But I will tell you one thing. I will pop this back off because it will come off pretty easy. After you stand there, put tape around the clips and squeeze them a couple times with a pair of, I guess these are linesman pliers, and the paint starts to flake off, and it's like, okay, you ready? 3 or 4 millimeters thick. And then you go in there with a little screwdriver and you take out the inner, because it's 2 spready things, and you clean out the inner part. Okay, they do spring again and the molding pops on. But I could see the sides of the clips were cleaned off. So what I have to do is I have to use that nice touch-up paint I was supplied with, which is actually sitting right here, and hit the sides of them. I didn't damage the roof at all, but you could actually see, because I thought the molding would sit a little flusher. I know it always stuck up in the front here. It was always an issue when you wash the car by hand, or if you use that little vibrating buffery thing. It's always a problem. So that's roughly where the molding goes. I don't know, somewhere like that. There's still dirt and shit sitting on the roof, but I wiped this down in here, so that's looking good. You can see a little, whatever, it is what it is. So this is under fluorescent light coming down on both sides, so we're happy. I think it's gonna look fine outside this car. I think it's gonna glow. I think the strips are gonna start to add a little class. I was cursing them 15 minutes ago saying I should have filled in the holes. But I think when it's all said and done, it's getting a little class. I'm going to actually play around with Tom Noble's things. I think a couple of the holes don't go down deep enough. I think that's one of the problems, but I wanted to make sure the red was good 100% before I did them. So I don't know if they're coming back out. So I gave it one light coat of finish first. I think I'm going to do it again, and then we'll play around with Tom Noble's things, because I'm not going to play with the rest of those today. But we did polish, the rest of them are polished, they're sitting here. They shouldn't be on top of each other. And that molding. So I need a little breather before I continue on. The next set's gonna suck. See, there's 3 more. The 2 center ones are gonna suck. Could not get clips. I've been trying for well over 2 years. Since we attempted to start painting the car. This car is coming on 2 years ago that we painted it. That itself was hard to believe. So, but yeah. Okay. I actually think that those things from Tom Noble are gonna fit. This is nothing against Tom Noble. This has to do with everything with this car. Nothing fits. This one I gotta take off about a thread. Some of the other ones might be a little more. When you put it down, And the bolt bottoms at the top, even though it sucks up, the bolt still does it. It does a little tiny turn. And yes, it's noticeable. So I want to get at least the front corner done for everybody. Okay guys, what do you think? Sunroof delete. Yeah, that was the least offensive thing that we could think of to do to the roof. I was not filling in the holes. Somewhere down the road, if he finds a roof wreck, yeah, something tells me if he did find one, it would either be a total hunk of shit like the one I got, or it would cost $1 million. I found like one piece or two piece out of like 12, and it doesn't pay to buy them because you're never going to find the rest of them. And each piece is a couple $100. You know, you got the casting here, the casting there, the casting there, the wing across. I mean, obviously the bars and the wing are fine, they're all stainless. Those castings are shot. So, and no, I'm not having them re-chrome, so who's ever floating that around in their mind, unless they want to break open their checkbook. You think I'm wasting the budget on this car on 6 chrome pieces, you're out of your mind. That's one of those things that could wait. These have done no damage to the roof. They're actually sealed the roof. That's actually what belongs there, are rubber nutserts. The only difference is Tom supplied a stainless steel washer and a stainless steel button-head screw. That's it. That's what was in those holes was rubber nutserts. So those holes are now sealed. Not that this car's going to see much rain, but they're now sealed. And they fit perfect. So I had to trim the screw on the one of them, so I'm sure I'll have to do it on the other side. Not a big deal. Works exactly the same. And that's it. We're calling it for today. I am taking a break. I am covered. You feel it all over you. And I've been running the exhaust fan in here to get anything out. Even though I wore that dust respirator thing. It does get to you after a while. Here are the remaining 3 pieces. And the 2 moldings over there. So, I guess the next thing we'll do is I'm going to pop that molding off and just touch that up with a little tiny brush. If you look really close, you could see what I'm talking about, but if you don't look, you don't really see it. And the car is going to be a couple inches lower, so you might not see it at all. You guys still remember it sitting up 3 or 4 inches off the ground. But I know it's there. So I'm going to do it. Excuse me. So we got some of the stuff done, and I got all the stuff here, so we keep working. And I found no major damage to those ribs. And what I find amazing is, for a couple of years I strapped the Christmas tree to the roof of this thing. I would just go to the depot, buy it, and toss it up there. Wouldn't think twice. This was my daily driver. I drove this thing, as you guys know, year-round, in the snowstorms. I also went and bought a wheelbarrow and threw it up on the roof of this thing. And there was no roof dents, and no dents to that stainless steel. I figured when I started to buff the stainless steel, I'd start to find nicks and dents, and I found nothing. I was amazed. So I guess the stuff was tougher than I thought it was. So with that said, guys, that's it for today. I wish I could work like the TV shows and get it all done today, but it ain't gonna happen. So, okay guys, we're out of here.